This is KSL Sports Live, broadcasting from the Mountain Home Services studios.
Thanks for staying up with us. You'll hear from the BYU Cougars after their comeback win in Boulder, and we will also break down the Utes' bounce-back win in Morgantown with Steven Sylvester.
Yeah, all that plus the MLB playoffs. They are set. The Ryder Cup decided, and some great plays from Week 7 of the high school football season are on the way. Well, you know, sometimes it just doesn't matter how it happens. It only matters that it did happen. And for BYU, winning on Saturday night in Boulder is the only thing that matters, right? They improved to 4-0 on the season, and they rise 2 spots in the national rankings to 23rd in the AP poll. The Cougars came out slow and soft, giving up touchdowns on each of Colorado's first 2 drives of the game. BYU quickly falling into a 14-0 hole. BYU would score a touchdown in each of the final 3 quarters, though. The touchdown that gave them the lead for good, the tornado reverse to Cody Hagan for a 32-yard touchdown. BYU wins 24-21, opening conference play with a win. The win sealed with an Isaiah Glasker interception. And for just the 2nd time in program history, the Cougars have started a season 4-0 in back-to-back years.
I know I dropped out, I see him roll out, and all of a sudden I see Jack Kelly run in front of me, bringing pressure, forced the throw, and then kind of just did the rest from there. So
when Glasker's out there in coverage, you're not going to be able to throw against him very often and not turn the ball over. He's so instinctive. I think he should have had the pick 6 at the beginning, the end of the first half, but we'll take the one at the end too.
BYU's defense had allowed just 1 touchdown through the first 3 games before the Buffs caught them off guard for 138 yards on 16 plays and 2 touchdowns just in the first quarter. But the proper adjustments, they were made, and we saw that defensive dominance again. BYU gave up just 50 yards on 17 plays and 0 points in the second quarter, and they allowed just 19 total yards in the fourth quarter of the Cougars' win.
really just settling down. I think we came out trying to make plays rather than letting the plays come to us. We were antsy to play, and we were excited to play, which is a good thing, but you got to have a sense of calmness to you as well.
I think maybe things were too easy for them the first 3 games, you know what I mean? And once we were able to just settle down and just play ball and focus on the fundamentals and the simple things, then I think the guys were able to play better.
The 19-year-old quarterback, Bear Bachmeier, finished the game with 179 yards passing and 2 touchdowns to go with a career-high 98 yards rushing on 15 carries. And for a freshman, his ability to protect the ball is exceptional. He's the only quarterback in BYU history to have 10 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers through the first 4 games of the season.
All right, Sly is back from the country roads of West Virginia to share his hot takes from the weekend that was between the BYU Cougars and the Utah Utes. We'll get to the Utes in a moment, but first the Cougars, Sly. The defense was not itself, especially in that first half. Who would have thought that the stabilizing force to help BYU survive a road game would be a true freshman quarterback, but Bear Bachmeier was terrific.
I mean, as we said, this guy is a playmaker. He has a playmaker gene. You just didn't know how it was going to be when you had adversity, but you had a primetime matchup, conference matchup on the road, and he handled himself extremely well. I'm watching the tape, and I absolutely loved what I saw from Bear Bachmeier. I think he helped the defense settle in. They jump out to a 14-0 lead. All heck is going to break loose, right? No, Bear Bachmeier does a great job of taking care of the football, number one. I think that's in everybody's playbook as a plan to success. And then the way he's able to use his legs, almost 100 yards rushing in his game, but it's when and where and how he used his legs, which was so impressive, and it's going to take this team far this season.
All right.
Absolutely.
Cougs get West Virginia on Friday. That's the team you got to see this past weekend with the University of Utah on the road. Big-time game for the Utes.
Mash unit, though. West Virginia beat up. Utah took advantage of them.
Yes, they did.
So instead of going into West Virginia, they're going to a bye week now. We don't need to break down West Virginia, but what do the Utes need to do during the bye week and moving forward to keep this momentum going?
Well, the Utes looked great on Saturday. Great first half, but in the second half, they kind of let them go. So there was a lot of injuries, so of course rest, right? Everybody knows during the bye week, rest is very important. But defensively, I think they're putting a lot of bad stuff on tape, especially going to the second wave of this season. We're going to get a lot of running quarterbacks. QB run game, I've seen in the last couple games, have been huge, a major problem for Utah. And if we don't get it fixed, you're going to get Bear Bachmeier. You're going to get, who's the quarterback from Arizona State? I'm forgetting his name right quick.
Levitt. Sam Levitt.
You're getting the guy from Colorado. A lot of running QBs here.
Beck can run the football.
Exactly, Rocco Beck. There's a lot of running QBs in the second quarter of this season, and Utah's got to figure that out. A lot of missed tackles in the last couple weeks. So defensively, you're going to get rest. You got to work on your tackling, and you got to work on that QB run game on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, there you go. All right, well, Utah gets some rest. BYU gets a Friday night game against West Virginia. Be an interesting weekend. But after that, things get really serious. That October schedule we've been looking forward to when the Big 12 championship.
Nothing else matters, JJ. Let's cut to the chase, man.
Let's
Holy
just fast
War is
forward
coming.
2 weeks.
Holy War is
we know
coming.
what we're getting at here.
I'm doing my push-ups already, getting ready for that.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming fast, too. Thanks, Sly.